I did the full adjustment, setup, intonation as well. I banged down some of these frets in the middle, and unfortunately bending the high E up chokes out right there in the middle, which I was worried about when I went and measured it and said, oh, it goes from 16 back to 9.5 here. That's not so good. But as unlucky as that would be, look what arrived in the mail, or by courier today. My file. I want to see what's on both sides. Oh, nothing on the other side. I thought there might be a different gauge over there, but there isn't. This needs a little bit of sanding. I need it to be flat. I want that to be clean. No debris of any kind on the back. Okay, how does it look? There's still a gap. The wood is not flat. Let's see if the file is flat. No, the file has a bevel to it. The wood is flat. So the file has a problem. The file has a problem. Look at that. I wonder if that's bendable. It seems pretty heavy. That too has got a burr. It's got a burr. The burr is off the back. I'm going to see if I can flatten that a bit, maybe in my vise. Well, I have tried many things, but I have nothing that can bend this. I did try, sanding off the edges, but that isn't working either. It's too much. I thought about drilling another hole in the middle, after sinking it and holding the middle in, which I think could probably work, but would be detrimental to the filing, I think. So I'm going to be mindful of the fact that there's a slight bump in the middle, and I'm going to use it accordingly and see what this does versus my other files. So I have to do a fall off here because this 9 in the middle here is just not good. Which means I have to go back after all those frets and do all the crowning again and the polishing again. And the thing is, after I do it, well, that's going in crooked. After I do it, and do all the grounding, I have to get it on the guitar and string it up to pitch again to see if it's going to work. And if it doesn't, then I've done all that work for nothing. And I got to go back and destroy it one more time. These screw heads are not that nice. Okay, so yes, there is still a gap, and you know, it would still be a hard press to be able to get, I mean, I have to drive a screw basically almost all the way through the middle of this thing, try to pull it in there. It'll have to be really coarse and tough, because there would be a lot of tension on it from that file. Okay. Okay, Doke. We're just going to go as is. I thought maybe I could just touch these with the grounding file. And see what they would do, but I'm not sure that's going to work very well. I can feel that rocking on there. And yeah, it is coarse enough to take some meat, so let's give it a shot. Oh my God, it breaks my heart to see that happening. Yeah, it breaks my heart to see that happening. Now these are much flatter. 6, 4, 3,200, 8, 1,000, and here's the 8. I'll get this one to compensate for this bugger. It's basically a middle problem. Especially these ones here, they were really, really high, and I can see where that's most of the meat is coming off right now in the middle. And that one is just starting to show. This one's got some, and this one's just starting to show. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are the primary offenders. There was another guitar I had to do this to. I think 3 or 4 times I had to go back in there Man, was I upset about it. But it worked in the end. But, I mean, 9, 16, and then back to 9. Like, who does that? The first time I've ever seen it, or heard of it. See, 11 is just barely being touched. And the same with the last one, whether it was 11. Can I see the dots? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, 22. So it's all in the middle, and again, concentrated mostly there, the offending area. And because these are jumbo-ish frets, I'm going to spare no worry about going a little far on the first try, because it's a shitload of work to bring them all the way back up to crown and polish like those ones. Really is. It's nice also that it's on the relatively flattish area where it's got a lot of strength, so it's not bowing in as I press on the file. Looks like I'm going to have to buy some extra 200s. It's wearing off. I've got a 2 here and a 240 there. A 400. A little bit wider. I wanted these two and I put them back in the bag. Okay. Still got to make sure that they're all right, even though they're all taken down together. Yeah, a little hump there, but not there. And the last one's okay, so a little hump here. Let's see if I can get it with this. Okay, let's just go that way on it. It'll be faster. There. Okay, so now they're all flat together. From here up, it's alright. From here down, it's probably not. And I meant to leave a tab on this one, but I didn't. And this is where the fall off begins, and I would expect to see a problem. And there's a small bit there. That's a fall off. But up here, it's fine. It's really, really, really minor there, which is what you want. Minor, minor, minor. I'm just protecting those from the other rigorous parts that needs to be done on this. Well, it's steel wool time. Steel wool. See, after the 17th, it's okay again. Oh, it starts to buzz by then. Yeah. Okay. And there it goes. Just like I expected it would. You just can't take that kind of stuff. Just like I thought it would. I'm going to start over. I'm going to put a 10 in its place. I couldn't get 9.5s as replacements. And 9s break too easy. So I got some 10s when this happens. Yeah, so this side's sitting on the fretboard now. It's gone up so far. Let me loosen that string a bit. My set screw is almost out the bottom of my saddle now. I'm assuming that's probably too far. No? Bring that tension down. Better get it in the holes. Come on. about right. Yep, just about off a tad. Alright, I gotta get another string. Okay, since I said I gotta get another string, I did. Put a 10 on. And in addition to that, there's been hours of work um, trying shim things in the neck. I've got one up here now just as a test. It's a 0.72. Just to tilt the neck forward a bit. Because of the 9-inch radius up here, 16 here, and 9 down there, this is really problematic. It makes this part of the neck actually higher. So when I'm trying to bend anything up in here, these strings, well, the high E string still chokes out. I'm getting away with the B more, and I've marked in blue specific parts of frets that are causing me issues. I mean, even on the G string, I think it's G string, I get to a certain point. Oh, that might have been solved. Yeah, before the tilt forward, I got to about the 15th, and as soon as I went to the 17th, it was shorting out on this one, and there was no change in pitch on any of these here. So that's problematic. Now, I've already gone after this once, and after trying this shimming, I think I could probably make some use of that trials and tribulations, but I am going to have to take more meat off of these frets because it's definitely got to get flatter here in order for a bent string here not to run into the high curvature up there. And if I raise the saddles, then it's too high down here to play properly. Hey, how many of you long-term viewers remember this telly neck that I've had around here for years? Telly necks can fit Strats. Strat necks can't fit telly necks because these are flat on telly necks at the bottom of the heel, and the heels on these are curved. So the curve won't go in the flat, but the flat will go in to meet the corners of the curve. Now, this is another Hail Mary that I have this neck around for a long time. It's a really nice neck. A really long time. Like way back around 2016-17. And I did put my own headstock logo on it. Way back then when I learned how to do that. From a fellow YouTuber. Now, I checked the scale, and the reason why all my intonations ended up really far forward is because the pickguard overhangs the pocket a tiny little bit. And if I had shaved this back and moved the neck in the intonations would have been back a little bit and I wouldn't have had to have the screws so far out. It's working as it is. Um, it's not the ideal thing to do, but because the holes were already in the neck where they were, I didn't want to rock the boat by going and filling this and then moving it in and re-drilling it for about at a half of where the hole is now, moving it, you know, a little bit more this way as the heel moves into the body and meets the curvature. Even with this one, it goes in there. It's the perfect width. This guitar pocket was built exactly to a Fender spec as far as width goes. I'm going to take a height measurement because for some reason I got the feeling this one is thicker than that one, but I could be wrong, and I could still require all the shim for this one as I would do for that one. Now, I'm not beyond putting this neck on this body if that's the only solution I've got. It would give me peace to know that I could put it on there, but I think I would have to shave the corners just a little bit, and then I would remove that back because I don't have any holes here, so I can drill holes anywhere I want. Yeah. And I also, besides my name, I also put the custom built up here as well, because it was going to go originally on one of my tellies, number 2, which I still haven't done, which I could still do at some point, but haven't seen the need. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is tie down the pickguard, which you don't need to watch me do. I'm going to turn these things off and move them back to charging position. Yep, I'm doing it again. I have gone after this end of the fretboard very aggressively and took down quite a lot in the middle to try to flatten out the radius of the frets, even though the radius of the wood is a little bit wonky. And if this doesn't work, there's one step further that I didn't really want to have to do, but I've never done, would be to remove all the frets where it goes from 16 back to 9 on this end by a radiusing device that is like a metal one, aluminum, and sandpaper that down to 16 and get it flat with the rest of the board, and then refret it. Now, I've never done that, and I never wanted to, but we're back up to 600. They're all nice and flat and even. Well, they're not flat anymore, but they're all even. Fall away starts here. Well, this one's a tad higher than the rest, but that's okay, because from here down, I'm hoping for the best. Okay, it is time to put these pieces back together. So I've prepared the heel with the 0.72. Tiny little bit of tape underneath that, double-sided. This hole is plugged, not drilled yet. I'm going to use the body as a template. Okay, and I'm going to take a little think break and see if I can think my way out of it. Or what the hell do we do with it? Do we maybe give it a try with the Telecaster neck? And you just can't catch a break sometimes. I'm out.